What's happening, geeks and geekettes? So after receiving some messages from people wanting to see more of my collection, I thought I'd do a top 10 list of my most treasured collectibles from my assortment of random crapola. So the pieces that I'll be showing you today have been collected over a span of about 4 years, with the exception of one item that was made by yours truly and is over 10 years old. So with that, let's get to it. Oh, by the way, if anyone's wondering why my face is so shiny, the heat has started to set in for spring and summer in Australia. So, sticky ball season.
Number 10.
So number 10 on my list goes to my 1/6 scale Sideshow Collectables Darth Vader figure as seen in Return of the Jedi. Now, I purchased this figure a couple of weeks ago at Oz Comic Con here in Sydney. I took one look at it and just had to have it because it's Vader. And he's just damn awesome. Everything about this figure is perfect. The chest box lights up, the tailoring on the costume is perfect, the cape drapes perfectly, the base lights up, and you can even do an interchangeable head with an unmasked Vader. Again, like I said, I couldn't walk past this without buying it, so this earns number 10 on the top 10 list.
Number 9.
Now, number 9 goes to my original vinyl Nightmare on Elm Street record made back in 1989. Now, I'm not a vinyl guy. I've never collected vinyl in my life. But if it's a Nightmare on Elm Street, hell, I'll collect it. I've always ummed and ahed about getting the whole Nightmare on Elm Street vinyl collection until one day my girlfriend surprised me with the original on vinyl. And it's so damn cool. This one was printed in Germany back in 1989, and it's just so damn cool to look at. The only thing is, all I need now is a record player. And yes, upon receiving it, it did smell of grandpa.
Number 8.
And number 8 goes to my Enter Bay 1/4 scale Heath Ledger Joker as seen in the 2008 film The Dark Knight. Now, this figure is the perfect example of suit tailoring done right. When you go into quarter scale, you can do much more detail, and especially with the clothes, everything just hangs right and fits perfectly. The figure itself comes with an array of accessories, including a bazooka, interchangeable hands, even the grenades that are hooked up to the inside of his jacket. Some people argue that the head sculpt isn't that accurate, but to me, this is Heath Ledger as a Joker, and it just looks perfect in my display case. So, number 8, guys.
Number 7.
Number 7 goes to my 1/1 scale Freddy Krueger template glove replica crafted by Mark Petrie of knifegloves.com. Now, I posted a review of this glove a couple of weeks ago on my YouTube channel, and for those who hadn't seen it, just a brief history on it. Mark managed to go and stay with the owner of the original screen-used glove prop, Mike Becker. He then took all measurements, templates and whatnot, and he's managed to create a near 1/1 99% match of the original screen-used glove. Everything from the blades, the copper pipe finger stalls, the brass sheet backplate and the leather glove, everything's been replicated perfectly. And it just feels awesome to wear. And so that is number 7.
Number 6.
Number 6 goes to my original pieces replica lightsaber used by Alec Guinness in the film Star Wars A New Hope. Like the template glove, I made a video on this about, say, a month ago, and this was made by Roman of RomanProps.com. A brief history for those who didn't see the video: the original screen-used prop used by Sir Alec Guinness as Obi-Wan Kenobi was constructed of various parts just from random machinery and weaponry. You got a tap handle, a booster on a machine gun on a World War II plane, a clamp from an old vintage camera flash. You've got a rifle grenade used on a World War I grenade from launched from a rifle. And this here is a balance pipe on a Rolls-Royce jet engine. So Roman managed to track down all the original pieces and makes high-end replicas of all the pieces and sells them as kits or completed sabers. And it's just so cool to have this in my collection and pick it up and think, that's what the original prop felt like. And it's damn fucking heavy. And that's number 6.
Number 5.
Now, number 5 goes to something very, very cool. For anyone that saw my template glove review, I did post a photo of the original blueprints that were drawn up by Jim Doyle whilst the making of A Nightmare on Elm Street was happening, and it showed a basic outline of what Freddy Krueger's glove would look like. Now, this is a copy of the original blueprints drawn up by Jim Doyle. It's been signed by Jim Doyle and the builder of the actual screen-used glove, Lou Carlucci. This print was purchased directly from Lou Carlucci. It also came with a behind-the-scenes photo of him building the glove and a behind-the-scenes photo of him with Robert Englund, which he signed personally for me. It's just really cool to see the evolution of the glove over the movies, but especially the originating blueprint. And it's just to see the similarities and also the differences from the original glove that we see on screen. And this, my friends, is number 5.
Number 4.
Now number 4 goes to something I picked up around 4 years ago and still love looking at it to this day. What you see here is an original Australian printed daybill poster of the original Nightmare on Elm Street. For those who don't know what a daybill poster is, a daybill poster is essentially a smaller version of an original theatrical release poster that's distributed to Australian cinemas before the release of a movie. All daybill posters are folded in 2 separate sections here, then they're never rolled. I came across this on eBay for $150 and it was in mint condition, so I had to have it. Now the original Nightmare on Elm Street wasn't released in Australia until 1985, as opposed to its original release of 1984. So this poster is nearly 30 years old, so upon opening the parcel, it reeked of Grandpa. The ironic thing about this piece is the framing of the poster actually costs more than the poster itself. That's because I had UV glass added just so it wouldn't fade if we were in the sun. Regardless, it's a gnarly looking poster and this gets number 4.
Number 3.
And number 3 goes to my Hot Toys quarter scale Christian Bale Batman as seen in the 2012 film The Dark Knight Rises. Since I bought this figure, it still floors me of how awesome and accurate it looks. It's pretty much like someone's taken Bale in the Batsuit, shrunken him down to quarter scale form, and this is the figure. And the array of accessories it comes with is mind-blowing. Comes with everything. You've got interchangeable heads, interchangeable faceplates, you've got the sticky bomb gun, you got blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not a big posing guy. I just like museum poses, and that's pretty much it. And all you have to do is pose him like that, and he just looks badass.
And that's number 3. Number 2.
Number 2 goes to something extremely cool and just made me geek the f*** out. Here we have an original animation cell from the Simpsons episode Lemon of Troy, signed by Bart Simpson herself, Nancy Cartwright. Now for anyone that doesn't know what an animation cell is, it's the old school way of animating. Everything's done on computer now, but this is what they used to do back in the day. This was frame by frame. They'd hand draw, hand paint all the cells by hand for each frame. Now, depending what the director wanted to do, they kept the frame very far away and large so they could zoom in, zoom out, or pan across. Now, as you can see here, this is the final shot in the final aired episode. A fellow down in Melbourne actually has a website, comicmint.com.au, that sells a lot of Simpsons animation cells, original sketches, even stuff from Family Guy and Disney. I saw this and just had to have it because it's Simpsons history and hell yeah! And there you have number 2.
Number 1. Dude.
And so my friends, we've finally reached number 1. Now you're probably thinking it's going to be something humongous, extravagant, expensive, very rare. But no. This piece is well over 10 years old. I'm probably even going to say 12. I can't remember the exact date I made it. That's right, I made it. Now for those that have followed my videos, I have stated several times that I build Freddy Krueger glove replicas. I've been building since I was about 12 years old. My first glove was constructed out of cardboard. I then moved on to making gloves out of baked bean cans and Diet Coke cans. And this right here, guys, is number 1. My first proper copper brass stainless steel glove, signed by Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund. Now you're probably wondering how I got the backplate signed by Robert Englund himself. Robert Englund's official website has his actual address. If you send stuff away with some money included, he'll sign it and send it straight back to you. What a top bloke! I actually had the privilege of first meeting Mr. Englund back in 2010 at Weekend of Horrors in Los Angeles. I then met him again in 2012 at Shock Horror here in Sydney, where he actually used one of my gloves for photo ops all day long. And the bloke had nothing but good things to say about my gloves, so you can imagine how I was feeling. So anyway, I first sent the backplate away back in 2003, and in a couple of weeks' time, I got a parcel and he'd sign it for me. And I flipped the f out. So guys, this is number 1 in my collection. And there you have it, guys, my most treasured items in my collection and one of the main reasons why I'm so damn poor. So worth it. So thanks very much for watching, guys. If you'd like to see any more top 10 videos, please send me your ideas. Until next time, geeks, always remember, cosplayers do it best. Here goes to my Hot Toys quarter stat in the 2005 replica made by Mark Preach.
Number 10. Number 9. Number 8. Number 7. Number 6. Number 5. Number 4. Number 3. Number 2. Number 1. Dude.